Here's the message that the Lord's given me. I've heard a lot of messages about this race and riots thing going on, and I just want to give you what God has given me. What God has given me, that the enemy has come to divide. The enemy has came to divide since the beginning of time. He's divided from Jew to Gentile, and this isn't a skin thing. This isn't a Jew and a Gentile thing. This is what Jesus came to do, and to separate us all from sin, separate us to come together, to be that bridge between all people, to know that we need to stop looking at a skin, at a race. We need to stop looking at a person as the religion. We need to look at humans as God sees them, and He created each and every one of them. We need to look at each other as people, as human beings, and to look past the skin color, to look past the of how they may worship different, and how they may speak different, they may live different, they may have different cultures and different things that they don't sleep the same, whatever it may be, and that we are all humans, and that we all are God created. If you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe that He created each and every one of us for a plan and a purpose, and that we need to look past that. We need to not be engaging that this is a skin thing, that this is an enemy sin thing, that the enemy created sin, and that he wanted sin to divide, and that's what the skin is, and what he's doing with the skin is he's dividing, and that we need to just love each other. And until you can realize that you need to love each and every human as God has loved you, and then you need to realize that, and that's when you have the heart change. We need to be praying for a heart change, to realize that we are all the same on the inside. We all may have look different, and we all may live different in different cultures in different ways, but that we have one common bond that brings us together, and that's Jesus Christ. And some people may not believe in Jesus, some people may not believe in Jesus, but we all have one common bond, that we're humans, that we're trying to live, and that we all come from a background, and some come from a background different than others, and some have different trials and tribulations, and different upbringings. But don't think just because you're black that you grew up a certain way. All races, all people have sin, and sin is the same. It's missing the mark. No matter what you sin, it's all the same thing. It's guilt, it's shame, it's remorse, it's seeking approval, it's feeling less than. It comes to divide. It comes to conquer and destroy us, like a termite eating at the wood, just devouring. And that's the same thing. As we need to look at this thing as not as a skin thing, but look at this thing as we all have sin in our lives, and that has destroyed us, that has divided us, that has made us apart from people, and that we need to just come together. And I don't know how you bring someone to come to have that heart change, but through prayer, through constant prayer. And seeking that prayer in that situation. So I don't believe that by going and getting 10 more black friends or 10 more white friends that you're gonna feel better, or if you start listening to rap music more or gospel music more, that you're gonna feel better. I believe that it is a heart condition that we all have, and that we just need to ask God to reveal to ourselves that that all lives matter, and that we to look past the surface, to deal with us in a way. Yes, it is easy for us to have be around familiar faces that like the same kind of foods and the same kind of things, but help us to just love on everybody, and we can't just have passion for a certain group. You just have to have passion for people, and to do that, you have to realize that God has passion for you, and to realize that our own lives are saved by His grace and by His mercy, and it's just a whole thing. So I wouldn't want to say that we need to be a certain way, or be around certain people. We just need to love everybody the same. And can it be hard? I'm sure it can be. For me, it's not. For me, it's easy because I know I may not be black, but I know how it feels to have nothing, to live in a trailer park, to be in Kmart clothes, to be bullied, to be made fun of, to not have a lot of money, to be skinny, to be picked on, to be segregated, to be in a special ed class and be segregated from the rest of your school, to be put in different classes, to be labeled a certain way. I know what it feels like to when you don't have a lot of clothes and you look grungy, to go into a store and to people to look at you to think that you're a young kid that's going to steal the candy. I know what that looks like. I know what it looks like to someone to even see me as a contractor and to say that, oh, he's a laborer, he's a contractor, he couldn't get any other job, he's no high school diploma, he probably smokes weed and gets drunk and probably has 3 different kids by 2 different moms. And I know what it feels like, but I don't listen to that. I know what it feels like, but I don't feel that way anymore because I have Christ. I have felt the grace and the mercy of Christ, so I don't see that. That's not what I see because I don't allow Satan to cover my eyes. I don't let him to control my thoughts, my eyes, my mind, my ears. He doesn't control anything of me anymore. It's Jesus that has covered me, so I have the scales have been lifted. Like Paul, the scales have been taken away, and I have a clear new vision, a new pair of glasses, and that's Christ, to see everything and to see everybody needs grace and mercy, and to want to share my testimony so that other people can witness grace and mercy, so that they don't have to feel that same way that the enemy is. Because who told you that? Who told you that you were not worthy? Who told you that you were no good? Who told you that you were different than them? Who told you that is the enemy? The enemy told you that. Just like Jesus said, who told you were naked to Adam and Eve? Because the enemy's been doing that. He's been telling you things. He's been telling us this. He's been dividing the Jews and the Gentiles. It was never a skin thing. It was all just him telling us to divide us, to keep us separated. In Jesus' mighty name. He's looking for any way in any way he can. So that's what it is. All lives matter. Let it all go. Pray it out, worship, and get to Jesus to feel the grace and mercy so that you can share that testimony with other people, so everybody can be freed from that voice of the enemy.